Good evening. New Premier Ben Carroll has unveiled a major cabinet shake-up, promoting close allies while dumping portfolios, including the suburban rail loop. He's already made some ground in the polls, but not enough to win on election day.
1 week into his premiership, Ben Carroll was back at Government House to watch 19 ministers sworn in to new portfolios.
A government will fix things.
This is how he hopes to claw back confidence. Education has gone to Deputy Premier Gab Williams. Jacqueline Symes is no longer Treasurer. That's Colin Brooks. Steve Demopoulos has lost major events to Anthony Carbines. He has lost police, which will now be Paul Edbrook. And Nick Stakos has lost suburban rail loop. That portfolio gone altogether. But the Premier says that doesn't mean the project is on shaky ground.
No, this is a sign that we're going to do things better.
Shuffling the deck chairs on the Titanic.
There are now 64 portfolios, down from 70. Among those dumped, Jacinta Allen's new Ministry for Men and Boys after less than 4 months. 4 new to the list, including artificial intelligence and digital.
Artificial intelligence is a great opportunity, but it also needs guardrails and regulatory reform.
The new Education Minister keen to settle the teachers' pay dispute.
I will be reaching out to the union as soon as possible.
The new Police Minister with a wish too.
I do want police stations open.
The new Treasurer hinting that damage was done by Jacinta Allen's government.
Rebuilding the relationship with business.
With Ben Carroll's dream team in place, now the sales pitch begins to convince Victorians that Labor has listened and changed and move out of the shadow of Jacinta Allen. New polling shows in the primary vote Labor back ahead of One Nation, which is down 3%. In two-party preferred, Labor slightly up, but the coalition still ahead. And Jess Wilson still leads as preferred Premier, but Ben Carroll's up on where Jacinta Allen was. Pauline Hanson today targeting the coalition and Jess Wilson.
They need to get rid of their attitude first. To have the sheer arrogance saying, oh, we're not going to form any coalition. I don't want a coalition with them either. It's not about forming a coalition. Get rid of the arrogance, Jess, right? And start realising what's the important thing for the state is the people out there.
How do you react to her describing you that way?
Doesn't faze me. I'm focused on Victorians.
If she rang, would you take her call?
Well, she hasn't.
Paul Dowsley, 7 News.
Melbourne doctors will walk off the job next week in a nightmare outcome for patients and hospitals. Live to Blake Johnson at St Vincent's. And Blake, they're striking for the first time in 20 years.
Pete, the Victorian branch of the Australian Medical Association says there has to be some sort of inconvenience, but it insists emergency and neonatal services will not be affected. But outpatient appointments and the like could be delayed, postponed or cancelled. Doctors haven't taken this sort of industrial action since May 2006. They want a 30% pay rise over 4 years, a limit of 12.5 hours per shift and a guaranteed 2 days off in a row per fortnight.
I hope they realise that you can't just build a building and the building is not going to deliver care. It's the people inside the building. You know, the building, you need surgeons to do surgery, you need paediatricians to deliver paediatric care.
St Vincent's, the Royal Children's, Royal Women's, Royal Melbourne, Peter Mac and the Eye and Ear Hospital are just some of the sites to be hit on Thursday afternoon next week. Peter?
Blake Johnson in Parkville, thank you. Kath Pettingill, the Melbourne underworld matriarch known as Granny Evil, has died. Pettingill had 10 children, including some of the city's most notorious criminals. Her eldest son, Dennis Allen, is suspected to have killed more than a dozen people. Another son, Victor Pearce, a convicted drug trafficker, was murdered in Bay Street, Port Melbourne in 2002. 2010 Australian crime drama Animal Kingdom is partly based on her family story, with Jackie Weaver playing the role of Pettingill. The 90-year-old former brothel owner died on Saturday after a battle with dementia. Police have a message for the hit-run driver who left a father for dead in Heidelberg West. They're pleading for the woman to give herself up, declaring the time for panic is over.
Lurking in Blackwood Parade moments before she left a Heidelberg West dad for dead. This is the woman police say was looking for an easy target on Saturday night, but as she pounced...
She's been confronted by the car owner and a verbal altercation has started.
She took off anyway, running the 68-year-old man over and racing off at speed. The victim's wife left on the road trying to save her husband's life.
I've spoken to the family this morning. They are absolutely traumatised with the events that happened on Saturday night. Incredibly angry that this happened and that the father got left on the road with these life-threatening injuries.
He had emergency surgery last night but is still clinging to life in a critical condition. His car hasn't been found, a 2018 Honda CR-V, registration plates AXA 625, which may have since been removed. Police say the victim had only been inside his home for about a minute when this thief struck. He'd left the car running and she pounced. She's described as in her 40s, Caucasian with a slim build and long dark hair. Police say there's no doubt this woman would have known exactly what she'd done.
Time for panic is over. That's it. It's time for you to hand yourself in right now. Don't wait to be arrested to decide that you're now going to show some remorse. If you are truly remorseful, if you have any shred of decency at all, hand yourself in now and let yourself be known to police.
Laura Turner, 7 News.
Biologists are warning bird flu could wipe out almost half of Victoria's famous little penguins. Live to Tyra Stowers in St Kilda. And Tyra, the penguins are more vulnerable because they live in large groups.
Well, Mitch, experts are warning if bird flu reaches the little penguins, well, they will not be able to stop it. Now, currently in Victoria, we have 7 cases of H5, 5 in Portland and 2 by the New South Wales border. The virus can spread to mammals as well, with around 600 species potentially impacted, including seal populations. But the wild animal populations most susceptible are the ones that live in colonies in close proximity to one another. But the good news is that so far, there's been no bird flu detected in any Victorian poultry, livestock or penguins, and fingers crossed it stays that way. Along with environmental tolls, well, there's also a huge economic impact. The Phillip Island and St Kilda colonies are major tourism draw cards, attracting more than 700,000 visitors each year.
The threat of H5 to wildlife in Victoria is real, and as we've seen from elsewhere across the globe, it can lead to mass mortality events.
Now, wildlife experts are urging Victorians to report any sick or dead wildlife that they may come across. Mitch?
Tyra Stowers in St Kilda, thank you. An alleged victim of Alan Jones has told a court he's speaking out now to teach his daughter right from wrong. The former athlete gave graphic evidence about a trip to Jones's home as a scared teenager.
Former radio titan Alan Jones is delivered for day 2 of his trial.
Whoa. Just stop pushing, guys. Just step back a little bit for a sec.
Up to 4 more months of this to go. The former Wallabies coach again pushing through a media scrum.
We'll be your left. Where are we going? Be your left. We're going to take left, all right, mate?
For 85 years, Jones has been staunchly protective of his private life, but today, hours of graphic allegations about it, sitting unresponsive to lurid details from alleged victim, then teen athlete, complainant Jay, recounting a trip to Jones's sprawling $17 million farm at Fitzroy Falls in 2004, alleging that in the car on the way, Jones took hold of my leg and part of my penis and said, "Oh, what's that?"